Today, we're talking about Vertex Pharmaceuticals. Despite a hiccup in their latest earnings report, the stock is on everyone's radar, having soared over 30% this year. Let's talk about it. Shares of Vertex Pharmaceuticals are down nearly 2% after the company delivered its third quarter earnings report. Yet the news wasn't particularly bad, was it, Thomas? Can you give us a quick rundown of the report?
Yeah, it really wasn't that bad at all. I mean, the revenue was a little bit shy of consensus, but growth is present and the margin was solid. They produced an earnings beat. Regarding the analyst estimates, revenue was like less than 1% short, which is like a meh number to me. I don't care about that. The bottom line outperformed, so margin strength was absolutely present, and that's due to some of their promising drugs. Trikafta is one of their big sellers right now. It's getting expanded use and approval, which is helping to widen the revenue stream and leverage the bottom line. I think that should continue over the next couple of quarters.
Chris, you just covered this stock in an article you wrote for MarketBeat, so I know you're ready to share all the insights with us. So Vertex stock is up over 30% in 2023. So how has the market's expectation of perfection kind of affected investor reactions to the slight miss on the top line? Is this pullback presenting a potential buying opportunity for investors?
Yeah, I mean, the point I was trying to make in the article was the stock's up about 30% year to date. It was priced, it's trading at an all-time high right now. It was basically one of those scenarios where the market was expecting a perfect result. I agree with Thomas. The revenue number was whatever, it was fine, but it wasn't perfect. And so because the report wasn't perfect, the market's going to try to bring it down a little bit. There might be a little bit of a pullback here, but this wasn't a perfect report, but it was a fine report.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't change the overall thesis, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And
So,
I'm sorry, Lacey, just what I see on the chart, talking to what Chris is saying, is this stock is in a strong uptrend.
Yeah.
I don't see a technical breakdown in the action. There's really no reason to sell yet unless you need to trim some profits. This is certainly a dip buying opportunity.
Okay, so Thomas kind of alluded to the company's pipeline, and biotech stock investors know that holding a long position requires understanding the company's pipeline. So how does something like Vertex late-stage non-opioid pain drug VX548 play into the company's future, and what are the current concerns among investors regarding its delayed announcement of results with that?
So this VX548, this could be a game changer as far as what we understand about managing pain and painkillers. We could do a whole video. I don't know if we're qualified to do the whole video, but we could do a whole video talking about the opioid crisis, not only in terms of the addiction, but also in terms of the fact that there's a question about the efficacy of opioids in certain cases. This has a chance to be something that really changes the whole landscape of how we talk about pain management. That's the opportunity for Vertex. Now, some concern is being expressed because Vertex didn't really give an update on where this was at regarding the late-stage clinical trial results. However, as you dig into the report, and you don't have to dig that far, you find out that Vertex is saying there's some procedural issues coming in from the FDA. The studies haven't been unblinded yet. Basically, it means Vertex hasn't had a chance to see any of the results of the testing, so therefore there's nothing that they can report on. They're still expecting to see positive results, but again, it's a report where investors were expecting to see a home run. They didn't get it, so again, they pull back a little bit.
Okay, isn't there another treatment in their pipeline that's might be worth investing or mentioning here? They have something in the works with gene editing technology, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and it's a partnership that they have with CRISPR Therapeutics. It's a product called Exicel, and it's a gene editing treatment for that they're trying to get two indications for. One is for sickle cell disease, and the other is for beta thalassemia. And the good news that came out of this earnings report is that they've gotten firm dates from the FDA as far as when the FDA is going to essentially let them know where they stand. And for sickle cell, I think it's next month. And for beta thalassemia, it's sometime in March. But basically, the idea is that the company is probably going to get the go-ahead with CRISPR to start making this product commercially available. There's some questions as far as how long is that going to take to be accretive to the bottom line, but I think the bigger story is that this is like gene editing technology that's like actually happening like soon. And that's been something that investors have been waiting on for a long time in this space.
Okay, so the burning question here is Vertex a buying opportunity? It seems to me like the answer might be yes, but maybe not in this very moment. What are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, Lacey, that's a pretty astute viewpoint. You know, Vertex is definitely a buyable stock, but you're going to want to watch the price action and be wary of these upcoming potential catalysts. There's probably going to be some volatility. The stock might range sideways for another month or two or a couple of quarters until some of this news comes out. But I think ultimately, assuming they get positive approvals, the stock should continue trending higher. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and I alluded to that in my article, Lacey. I'm not sure it's a buying opportunity right now, but you know, you're either going to be looking for a pullback, which, you know, it could happen if any of these things are delayed for any reason. There could be a pullback. Otherwise, you're also going to want to watch what the analysts have to say in the next couple of weeks. If the analyst ratings go up higher, then that certainly gives the stock a lot more room to go from where it is right now.
Great. Well, I think that wraps up our discussion today on Vertex Pharmaceuticals' performance and their potential. Whether our viewers are considering a strategic entry or just keeping a watchful eye, stay tuned or right here at MarketBeat for more updates. Don't be afraid to leave your comments down below. Let us know what you want to see next. Of course, I'm going to be linking to Chris's article here, so check that out. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Lacey.
Lacey.